Hi, I'm Natalie Love, a marriage and family therapy associate and licensed professional counseling intern here at Awesome Family Counseling. I really love working with couples, and one of the most common things that couples come in wanting to work on is communication. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about a model of communication that I often share with clients called nonviolent communication or compassionate communication. And this model has 4 steps. I'm just going to go over the first 2 steps with you today. And the idea behind this particular approach is that you can both express yourself and what it is that you're feeling and needing, as well as hear what someone else might be feeling and needing in a way that creates connection and understanding, rather than defensiveness or a breakdown in communication or ultimately an argument. So the first step is to state an observation. And that is, it can be a little bit trickier than it sounds. You want to be sure that you're beginning this conversation free of judgment and free of criticism. So if you were to start a conversation by blaming someone or judging them, they're more likely to disconnect and get defensive. Instead, you want to make it a safe, inviting environment. So I'll give you an example. If I were to come home from work and begin a conversation with my partner by saying something like, well, you obviously don't care about me, you don't care about my day. Honestly, I feel like you're pretty selfish. I hope you just, continue watching your football game and you just enjoy that. I'm going to go start dinner. So that probably is not going to be a great start to a conversation. The goal instead is to describe what we're reacting to in a neutral way, simply the facts of what you observe, similar to how you might see a video camera capturing a moment. You're just observing what you see. So instead of using my first example, I'll follow that up with saying, hey, I noticed that you stayed in the living room watching the football game after I got home from work. So you can imagine that will create a different response than my first approach. The next step is to express the feeling you're experiencing. And the important thing about expressing and identifying our feelings is to focus on what our inner experience is, rather than an interpretation of what the other person is doing. For example, I feel lonely describes an inner experience, whereas I feel like you don't love me is an interpretation of how someone else might be feeling. So to follow up with the previous example, I might say something like, hey, I noticed that you stayed in the living room watching the football game after I got home from work, and I'm feeling a little bit sad and disconnected. So you can imagine that my partner is most likely going to hear me in a different way than if I continued along the same path of blaming and criticizing. Another great thing about this model is that our feelings are our own, and we are responsible and taking responsibility for our feelings. And so it removes the other person from feeling obligated or responsible for how we are in any given moment. So those are the first 2 steps. The next steps are to state the need that is behind our feeling. What is it that we're wanting or needing and not getting? And then finally, we're going to ask our partner or the other person in the conversation a specific request around that. So I'd love to get into more detail about the needs and the request piece, but I will leave you with that for today. And thank you so much for watching this video blog. And if you want any more information about myself or Awesome Family Counseling, you can go to our website at awesomefamilycounseling.com, or you can reach us by phone at 512-298-3381. Okay, thanks so much.